Okay guys, welcome back. You're in for another top 5 video with Mark today. I got the top 5 UFC fighters that do not have sports cards yet made, and we should see in Panini. So we'll get rookie cards of these guys that are world-class athletes, and quite frankly, I feel like you're going to need to collect them. I got one honorable mentions today, and that's Giga Chikadze. He's 12-2. Guy's got great wins. I don't even know how many wins he has this year. He's what did he fight in 2020? 4 or 5 times, and he's just pummeling guys left and right. He looks great. The reason why he's honorable mentions is very simple, because in 2019, in the Topps Museum collection, there was artist sketches done, and they were all one-of-ones, but there is a one-of-one of Giga in the museum collection, so technically he has a card. So he's on the honorable mentions list, but look out, his rookie card should be coming up in Panini Prism. I'd almost guarantee that, and man, he's a stud. He's a stud. Next on the list, sorry if I butcher the name here, but it's Zhang Zhouyin out of China. She's 13-1. She is strong. She looks good. She just beat Gadelia. The only reason why she is number 5 on the list is simply because that division for women's is stacked. There's so much competition. There's so many good fighters. But don't be fooled if she moves up the rankings pretty quickly. Her striking is great. Her ground games looks decent. I mean, and she's got power. And I mean, if you look at her, she's like built kind of like Wei Li, but a little taller, a little leaner, but she's still stocky and still looks great out there. My number 5 is, like I said, Zhang Zhouyin. All right, and then number 4 on the list. He's definitely newer to the UFC, but he's not new to the fight game. He trains a lot of guys. He does a lot of his training out in Thailand. Is Rafael Fazeef. I don't know if you watch this guy. This guy looks great. He beat Dekais, Mociano, and he's doing it in style, man. He is electrifying. He looks good. Guy has a 9-1 record right now. And yeah, he's beating top guys, and he's training top guys, so he's always in shape and in that kind of world. Number 4, Rafael Fazeef. Look out for his rookie card. This kid has a chance to be special. All right, number 3 on the list is also has a chance. I think 1, maybe 2 more fights, and you're going to see him challenge for the belt. Is Magomed Ankalaev. Guy comes in there, beats Kutalaba twice. First one was controversial. Goes in and finishes the next one just as fast as the first one, so there's no questions. Then he beats Krylov. Guy's 15-1 in the UFC, and he's deadly, man. He's got real power. He's got the size. He's got the background. I mean, he looks good. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go up and get the title shot pretty soon at 205. And quite frankly, I mean, listen, go Polish power, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see him challenge for the belt, maybe win the belt. All right. So now we get to the number 2 guy. Number 2 and number 1 are kind of a tie, in my opinion. The main reason why I'm going to give the number 2 guy his spot is because technically he says he's retired. Dana White came out and said he's not retired, if that gives any hints. Is Hamza Chimayov. Guys, he doesn't have a lot of fights under his belt in the UFC, but he's 9-0 right now in his career. He's finishing guys handily. And the UFC is going to pump this guy if he wins. There's no question. I mean, if you're giving him, they wanted him to fight number 3, Leon Edwards, who's an absolute savage in his own right, jumping from Mearshart and 3 wins in the UFC. I mean, the UFC loves the guy. They're not going to let him retire, and he can fight in 2 weight divisions handily. And his future looks bright, and he's not proven, so, but I don't know. There's something special, real special about that kid. All right, that's my number 2. So look out for Hamza in the Prisms. I almost guarantee you're going to see him in the Prism, retired or not. All right, and my number 1 guy is Loudmouth. This kid looks great every time out. Surprisingly, he looks better and better. He fights a lot. He loves to fight. You can just see it in his eyes. Is Kevin Holland. He's 21-5 career. But, I mean, come on. I don't know if any of you got the chance. He's going to fight Brunson. So, I mean, we'll see in his next fight how he holds up against a pretty top 10 opponent. But, I mean, he knocked out Souza sitting down. I mean, that's freakish. Like, anyone else is getting submitted by Souza on the ground. He knocks him out on the ground. I mean, that's where you don't want to be, and he came through and won. The guy fought like 5 times in 2020, 5 Ws in 2020, and he's fighting top guys and up-and-comers in the sport, man. Buckley, Hernandez. Like I said, he knocked out Souza, which if you haven't seen that, go back. Watch that fight, because my goodness, that's an amazing feat to knock out Souza while sitting down. I know I've never seen anything like it. Just awesome. But Kevin Holland is almost guaranteed to get a card this year. It'll be his rookie card, and I mean, we just don't know where this kid's gonna go. I mean, he's fighting at 185. He almost never makes 185. He's always coming in underweight. So he can fight in 2 divisions too, handily. He says he wants to put on some weight and stay at 185. Good for him. He looks great there. But this kid can easily make 170 and potentially get a shot at the belt very soon too. He's loved by Dana after being hated by Dana, because he steps up and fights and he wins. That's my number 1 guy for future rookie card investments in Panini, who's going to be coming out. So obviously first set is April, and it's going to be Prisms. And I think we'll see most of those guys potentially in Prism. But if we don't see them in Prism, we'll see them later in the year in some of the other Panini products. All right, guys, that's my top 5. And I look forward to talking to you guys all again.